Somebody in Brawl Stars done messed up, because on the App Store, I think it was the Brazilian App Store or one of the South American countries, they leaked that a new brawler called Moe is coming into the game now. This is normally not something that we're allowed to cover, but Brawl Stars and Danny's like, you know, hey, it's out there, just go ahead and cover it. Yes, it is official. Yes, Moe is coming to Brawl Stars. He is one of the 2 new brawlers. I assume we're getting 2 brawlers. We're going to cover everything we know about Moe, as well as a lot of other Brawl Stars things, some news-related items that we will most likely be seeing in the update, as well as a little bit of speculation by my part as well. But first off, let's talk about Moe, one of the brand new brawlers that's coming into the game. He's going to be one of the 2 brawlers. I don't know if he's going to be in the first season or the second season. I'm assuming the first, since they're already plugging him. That's what they're leading with. It does say that you're going to be able to get early access to Moe. It looks like, just looking at him here, he looks like he is absolutely going to be in the castle courtyard trio with Ash and Grom. If you look at his little leather helmet hat thing, it looks like Grom. So I'm assuming that he's going to be in the Castle Courtyard Trio. In the description that they put in the App Store for Moe, it says, a brand new character has landed in hit multiplayer game Brawl Stars. Now, Moe is a small and charming rodent with a talent for fixing things and taking out opponents in battle. Moe moves around in an impressive hamster wheel drill machine that he built himself. He deals damage as he drills up to the surface, knocking enemies into the air as he dashes through the game's competitive grounds. First off, it says he deals damage as he drills up to the surface, knocking enemies into the air. That 100% has to be his super. There is no shot that they are going to make his standard attack knock enemies up into the air, basically stunning them. It's just not going to happen. Remember when Stu used to be able to do that with his dash, and he would just essentially stun lock people? They're not making that mistake again. That's absolutely going to be his super. So I would imagine he'll dig underground, he'll move, go under walls, whatever else. I bet you there'll be some kind of targeting reticule where it'll show where he's going to pop up and give you a chance to get out of the way. But yeah, that's going to be his super. It has to be in there. What's he going to do for his main attack? Well, it does say that he dashes, but like I feel like they've done the dashing thing. Like Melody just came out, she has the 3 dashes. I don't think that they're going to make another dashing brawler. They very well may. They're very popular usually, but something just tells me he doesn't. Maybe he just moves very fast because he is in a hamster wheel. Maybe he's like running really fast, which is kind of cute, but I don't think that he's going to be actually have a dash mechanic. He might though. Now, a little bit of lore that they put out on him, it says when he's not battling, Moe can be found at Star Park catching up on some maintenance work. His size and excavation skills make him perfect for inspecting and repairing the underground infrastructure below the amusement park. So I guess that's kind of cool lore, but it doesn't really tell us about any of his abilities in the game. As for his rarity, I think it's pretty unique to be able to dig under the ground. Obviously, it's the first time it's happened in Brawl Stars. To dig under the ground, under walls, and pop up and knock enemies back. That sounds somewhat like Miko whenever he uses his super into the air, but obviously just underground. Miko is a mythic. I think that a mythic sounds about right. I don't think that sounds complex enough to be a legendary, but a little bit too complicated to be like an epic. So I think mythic sounds like a good rarity for Moe. And of course, this is just information from a leak. It's not the full information on the brawler, obviously. And if you want to get all of the information for everything in the update that's coming into Brawl Stars, be sure to subscribe because I will bring you all of the information for the update the second Brawl Stars allows me to share that information. But Moe isn't the only thing that we know about the Brawl Stars update that's coming. It's basically confirmed that Brawl Stars is going to do some sort of collab with Spongebob. I see this as pretty much like the same thing that they did with the Baby Shark, only way less cringy. Everybody loves SpongeBob. SpongeBob is amazing. Now, we know that there's a great chance that we will be getting this SpongeBob collab because in one of Brawl Stars' animations at the very end, you basically see, you know, Bikini Bottom in there with a big anchor and then the background, like the flowers on there. That is absolutely SpongeBob. And then on top of that, in the fan kit, they had this player icon, which is, of course, the Mermaid Man icon from SpongeBob.
I Wumbo, you Wumbo, he, she, me, Wumbo. Wumboing.
I wonder if a fall from this height would be enough to kill me.
I think it's absolutely guaranteed we're going to be getting a SpongeBob collab. Either this, it's got to be this update most likely because they've already been teasing it. And there was a fan artist who did some skin concepts of what some of these skins for this collab might look like. Dodie Skins over on Twitter made these right here. And first off, you see Ash as SpongeBob, which I wouldn't have first thought about Ash just because of his personality. It isn't quite the same as SpongeBob, but of course his shape is, and the skin looks really great. But the one that I'm like, this has to be, and that's Ash as Mr. Krabs. I mean, they are basically the same character. Now, you could say, yes, How about Clancy? He's already a crustacean. Yeah, I get it. He's the little, that works too. However, I just think that Ash, Mr. Krabs makes so much sense. And then likewise, Eve as Plankton, she's in the chum bucket right there. That's a really good concept as well. Now, Buzz as Patrick, I think the shape works really, really well, and that's a great looking skin. However, the first thing that I thought about when I thought about Patrick in Brawl Stars was Squeak. Now, because they're both kind of like, derpy characters, but the shape obviously fits Buzz more here, but I could see Squeak being Patrick as well. The one though, I'm going to give this guy credit here. He put Otis as Sandy and like the whole dive helmet and everything. That totally works. However, are we just going to ignore Sandy? I mean, that skin is probably better than a Sandy, but I mean, it's Sandy. However, the one that I don't really get behind completely here, and I know their characters, like in terms of like being a little bit darker and kind of downtrodden a little bit, is Willow as Squidward. I get it, but when I first thought about like the arms and Squidward, I thought about Edgar and like his scarf and like the Dr. Octopus skin and like, but then I thought, do we really need another Edgar skin? I mean, probably not. So those are some really cool concepts. I'm sure Doty's got those up on his Twitter, so if you want to go check those out, be sure to do that. We also found out that we're getting hypercharges for Mortis and Poco. Now, in some of the videos that Brawl Stars has put out, if you look really close, you can see Mortis has a hypercharge as well as Poco has a hypercharge. I don't know. I think Poco's hypercharge probably just heal people to full. Just straight up, it's going to heal them to full, which is kind of crazy, but would be a really strong one. It'd probably do some damage too. Like if you had Screeching Solo, that might be pretty cool. Mortis, what's his super gonna be? In my head, I'm envisioning like the bats, like almost the width of like a Gale super. Like you will never miss your bats again. In fact, you probably clip multiple brawlers every single time, which would be pretty cool. Of course, besides Mortis and Poco, there's going to be 4 other brawlers that get hypercharges. We don't know who those brawlers are yet. Of course, I will bring you all that information as soon as I'm allowed to share that, but we don't know who they are just yet. Now, of course, in the update, we're going to be getting tons of balance changes, I'm sure, but one of them that we saw a little bit early was that Meg was going to be getting a slight nerf to her main attack, but there's probably some other brawlers that are going to be getting some serious nerfs as well, namely Clancy. Clancy has to get a nerf on how fast he recharges his super from his super, which is absolutely broken. So I fully expect Clancy to get a nerf, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see another Frank nerf. Yes, he is becoming more manageable now, but another Frank nerf, I'm sure that's probably going to happen as well. Some other nerfs that I think are likely to happen, or I guess this one's more of a bug fix, would be Gale in his super. Right now it does double the damage that it should be. Not all of the time though, it's just like some of the time. So I think Gale's super is going to get nerfed. Gale is extremely good right now, so I would expect his super to get fixed. That's more of a bug fix, not so much of a nerf. Another brawler that's got to be getting a nerf is Barry. He's too good, like all around. How much he can heal, how fast he charges his super, the area control. I don't know if they're going to reduce how long his shots stay on the ground, reduce how much healing he does, or maybe reduce how fast he gets his super. It's got to be one of the 3 or multiples of the 3 because he's just really good right now. But also some buffs too, like Sprout. Like Sprout has got a hypercharge, but he's still not that great, and he's not played a whole heck of a lot. So I wouldn't mind seeing Sprout getting a slight buff. Gus used to be so good and versatile and everywhere he played, and just he doesn't get played hardly ever anymore. So I think Gus could be in line for a buff. Also B. B is one of those sharpshooters where she's just not played that much anymore. I don't know what they change about her. Her big shot does deal a lot of damage, although I think the power scaling is real here in Brawl Stars. Like power creep is just, it's getting a little bit crazy, but do they make it where B can even deal more damage? Maybe with her standard shot and not her amplified shot? That might be one possible thing. And then one other brawler I think that we should look at getting a buff here, it would be Ash. Ash has been one of those brawlers where when he's good, he's really good, but he has not been good for quite some time. So Ash is one of those brawlers that doesn't get played very much, that I would fully expect us to see Ash get a little bit of a buff as well. I don't know how, whether that's to a star power, a gadget, or just his base abilities, but I think Ash is in line for a buff as well. We also found out from Frank over on Twitter that there is going to be no new roadmap this year with the Brawl Talk, that they are still planning on doing it, but maybe a little bit different and not at this time exactly. So we'll look forward to seeing that whenever they actually put that out. But as for this Brawl Talk, we shouldn't look forward to seeing any kind of roadmap for the future here in the next year of Brawl Stars, because it's not happening during this Brawl Talk. Brawl Stars is also hosting some Supercell make competitions right now. I know one for Carl that's going on right now. Some really cool skin concepts, even from, the guy who does a lot of my artwork here for my thumbnails, Schneiderpox. He did this really cool like superhero Carl thing that I think looks pretty dope. But obviously, there's a lot of other really great skin ideas for Carl, so you guys go vote for your favorite one. Now, we should be seeing a lot of official information for Brawl Talk, because I think it probably will come out on Saturdays. So keep your eyes peeled, because on Friday, I'm sure the premiere will show up. And again, if you want to know all of the update information, the very second that you can find out about it, be sure to subscribe, because I will be bringing all of that to you. So look out for that.